Now we said what we're reading from. So what should we're reading from?
More source like. Can you read it like that?
Yeah, just went to the top. Uh, so no to ideology and political systems. Let's see if there's a reference to that. You like what 3 minutes ago?
Not so long.
So it's a 3 minutes.
All right. First off, I want to start out by giving all praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakodash. Give honor to the apostles and elders of Great Stone, and shalom to the brides and highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, shalom. My brother Iron, I have the brother
Shamar.
Basically, let's do read a short article on democracy, and really and truly go for sure that the elites them when Christopher Columbus come to the new world and decide to them install this new political system, or could have said the revised Roman Empire, it was deliberate. And in what sense is that the article will show that look, the way of a democratic lifestyle, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Shalom. The the foundation of democracy from year one was always to end badly. You know, the Greek philosopher Plato, him actually going at it. And the article we're going to bring forth to show that look, when you have a democratic system, once you have crisis, then that's an instant chaos. That's why them have what? Order of chaos, you know, order out of chaos, right? So be having the world under human rights and under full democracy, it was deliberate, you know, because it is the framework of their plan. You know, can I start it up?
Right. So this is an article. So this is an article titled "Democracy." Democracy's roots are usually in the overthrow of the oligarchs. Revolution can take the form of running out the oligarchs or killing them and sharing up their lands and possessions. Oligarchy then degenerates into a democracy where freedom is the supreme good, but freedom is also slavery. In democracy, the lower class grows bigger and bigger. The poor become the winners. People are free to do what they want and live how they want. People can even break the law if they so choose. This appears to be very similar to anarchy.
Exactly. So when you have a society where everybody do what they want, when they want, total chaos. Because there is no, hey, I get the first scripture from Amos, and also in Matthew it say, if a house divided against itself. This is Matthew. I'm sorry, not Matthew. Sorry, Amos chapter 3 verse 3. It says, "Can two walk together except they be agreed?" So all you have a society where everybody's supposed to cohabitate, but at the same time, everybody do what they want. Suppose you want to do something me don't want to do. I suppose me want to do a particular thing where you not up to. It's a conflict of wills. It's basically it's called enmity. Therefore, you have enemies, and somebody have to go rule. You know, it's as the article say, it's a recipe for disaster. You know, if I matter. Oh, you never look it. Oh, so that you get the one in Matthew as well. What the fuck? Just go on read that.
So continuing the article, while the brother looked for this precept in Matthew, Plato uses the democratic man to represent democracy. The democratic man is the son of the oligarch man. Unlike his father, the democratic man is consumed with unnecessary desires. Plato describes necessary desires as desires that we have out of instinct or desires that we have to survive. So desires that come to mind is what?
Oh, no, they can?
Yeah, like obviously food, shelter, clothing, basic desires.
And everything there. So basically, the democratic man have unnecessary desires. You know, like basically they just accumulate wealth, just get money. You know, for those who are familiar with the scripture, you know, the carnal desires. You know, just simply living to fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Right.
What?
50 pair of Jordans, them kind of thing. Well, unnecessary desires are desires we can teach ourselves to resist. Such, as you mentioned, is a desire for riches. The democratic man takes a great interest in all the things he can buy with his money.
So that's why in this society they them say, oh, money makes the world go wrong. Money talks and bullshit walks. So it's not so much about wisdom, it's not so much about understanding, it's not about morality, it's not about honor, you know, because those things are things that actually hold up a society.
Can I get a quick piece of that?
Yeah, man.
Romans 8 verse 6, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Exactly. That is why in our time of a crisis, everybody lose them head because them over the generations, especially with America, them get so used to having them way that in our time of a crisis, everybody start complaining to the point where them start being like beasts because them refrain them appetites from nothing and also them steal and rob and do all them can just to get them way. You know, from the government, come all the way down to the people. Let them do whatever, whether they want to walk over each other, you know, no form of unity and balance not there.
Right. What? A little bit more meat on this precept. Verse 7 in Romans 8, because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh. Exactly.
Because and that is why instead of a call upon Yahweh Shai when the crisis take place, everybody will look to themselves. Everybody will be like, all right, look here, we need to get some guns, or we need to stock up on food, or we need to do this, or we need to not to say preparing for the crisis to the best ability is going off, you know, but the whole fact is that in no way, shape or form, you think about Yahweh Shai, you think about deliver yourself. I think about I'll get me out of the situation. That's the point I get to. And if you are to get yourself out of the situation, him over there are to get himself out of the situation, waiting for happen. Anarchy. And that's what Esau need. Esau need the people to behave that that beast-like state so they can say, look, these are the going to prevent this, these are the new way going forward. We need to can keep track of everybody. We need to can tell them how to operate. We need to tell them how much of this them can do. We need to tell them when to sleep, when to eat, and for ensure so we keep track of everything them do so that them can follow. And if them now work with that framework here, then we just not deal with them. Put them to the outcast them or whatever. And that's the thing. That is why them choose democracy to be the real life before the chaos come. Democracy is that great sword. Ella, you know, because with the chaos, the great sword that will come. Because I am so them are going to use to quell all of this when people bring, you know, the new world order. I think you have a phrase that say, "Oh, expect no mercy." Right? That's one of the new world order phrases. Right? One.
Continuing the article. Yeah, the democratic man takes great interest in all the things he can buy with his money. Plato believes that the democratic man is more concerned with his money over how he can help the people. He does whatever he wants, whenever he wants to do it. His life has no order or priority.
Exactly. What Cardi B has said. She want to come out the house. She should have video. She want to put on her lace front weave. And she and everybody say, yo, why them lock me up? You know, me can't bother the quarantine. You know, more go out. Everybody already one of them want to. And that's one of the things where them say, yo, even happened to Italy with this whole corona thing. The government said, look, a virus are going, everybody stay indoors. But guess what? Nobody not listen. You have the results. As I made them say, Italy have, according to the news, Italy have over 5,000 deaths and how much in 100,000 worth a case with the coronavirus, right? Because the democracy got spread through the four corners of the earth via America and them U.S. foreign policy, you know. So when they get people in that gradualism, when they conquer the nation with gradualism and get them accustomed to feeling that there are no rules to life, when a crisis comes, so that everybody looking out for the benefit of each other and working as one going forward to overcome something, they don't want to do that. You know? No, you can't continue on. You can go down to tyranny.
You're right. All right. So continue the article. Tyranny. Extreme democracy eventually descends into anarchy, which is a state of chaos. Democracy then degenerates into tyranny when no one has discipline and society exists in chaos.
Exactly. That are the thing. Right? That are the thing. It showed, it showed that look, the everybody will look out for us. Read that part up.
Right. Democracy then degenerates into tyranny where no one has discipline and society exists in chaos.
Exactly. Hey, second is just 16. Right? Yeah, man, you can get it.
Second is just 16.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Because the lack of bread, because everybody are pay for them own.
Victuals, found and play.
We got 16 and about 14. That's right. Yeah. Second is just 16 and second is just it's 16 15 15 slacker.
15.
Yeah, 15 and 14.
So this is second is just 15. Start at 14, woe to the world.
Yeah.
And 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men.
Exactly, that's really the cause of sedition, because guess what? As it say, the tyranny will come, the anarchy will come, because guess what? Everybody are praying for them own. You start with you praying for your own people. You start with you doing your you thinking about your own family. You know, Junior Gang and Nas have an album, Distant Relatives. There's the first of the you are your nation against the world. Yeah, and then you are the nation against the clan, and then you are your family against the clan. And then when they come down, are you versus your brother, right? Because what this is what democracy breeds. It breeds death. Go on.
Come. There shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
So I say in discipline, them now got everybody have to regard them own things. Go on.
And the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Mhm.
Goes on to say, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able,
Mhm.
for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled,
One.
the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Mhm.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
And that's what the elite want. Hey, if you think about Black Friday, how them behaving at that animalistic mindset with them up. That is because of democracy, right? But that is not a time of crisis. That are just quote unquote 50% off on big screen TV, right? Look on what they see the videos are run with the toilet paper, right? Everybody are go crazy. But imagine when they come down to the point where no food, no water, you know, because this is just a warm up. When shit hit the fan, the real way and all of the thing get real desperate and drastic. Them people who were used to that democratic way of life, like, look here, they suppose we can get anything we want. We think it ever lead to. I think go back to the article.
So back in the article, right? So democracy is taken over by the longing for freedom. Power must be seized to maintain order. A champion will come along and experience power, which will cause him to become a tyrant.
Exactly. And hey, that's going to be Esau. Esau going to be that champion who will come through with the New World Order troops. You see me? And say, look, enough fight. This is how it going to work. And he's going to work with me, or you're not going to work with me. That's how it going to boil down to. Whether or not you have to go with female, because I'm going to believe that Esau going to ask somebody a question. You see the guillotines, right? You see the RFID chip, man set up in the institution. You want food, get this chip. You want to be a part of the system, get this chip. You want to spend the digital currency we have in place, you want the benefits, get this chip. Right? Because this is how him our cause all. So basically, him set up the situation where the chaos will come and implant to be that tyrant, we're going to be on top. Right? And this Plato how much in years back, you know, if memory serves me right, supposed to be more than 2,000 years ago. Plato they live. So and them are things them write down and things them notice about the world and how societies function. Right? Continue that.
So back in the article, the people will start to hate him and eventually try to remove him, but will realize they are not able. The tyrannical man is the son of the democratic man. He is the worst form of man due to his being the most unjust and thus the furthest removed from any joy of the true kind. He's consumed by lawless desires, which cause him to do many terrible things, such as murdering and plundering. Exactly.
I was saying all of this chaos is going to be a lot of murdering, a lot of plundering, but not only that, Esau going to be doing this as well. They're talking about the elites. Because in order for them to get the new world order, they have to do these things. Hey, the scripture says a sword is sharpened. Esau now go rule with the laws of Yahweh Shai, and Esau now come to this place and feel like say, yo, you know, go plead with you people to work with him. He might rule with might as his blessing was with the sword. Right? He said Ezekiel 21, verse 9, it says, son of man, prophesy and say, thus say Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contempted the rod of my son as every tree, and he had given it to be furbished that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. And that's the thing. I'm going to continue. Verse 12 says, cry and howl, O son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. Because it is a trial, which is also what the hour of temptation, And what if the sword contempted even the rod? It shall be no more, say Yahweh. So you see that? All of this what Esau do, people think like a democratic lifestyle was for them. You know, them get them Martin Luther King come with him. You know, we are. I had a dream where the black man and the white man can live in harmony and all them things. Them think that a democratic society where them say oh, everything all is equal for all. They thought that that was the way out. But what people never understand, so the only way out was Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
So now that Esau implementing democracy, they're going to reap the fruits of them labor, right? Which was the end result of this man plan all along. This man providing a painting democracy about an equal society for all. He never knows him, they never knows him they'll get them used to a quote unquote comfortable lifestyle. Only to actually have them thrown in a trap. You think Esau is all for justice and all for everybody good? No, Esau is not like that. He was a tyrannical man from day one, and unjust from day one. Esau, only thing Esau wants is blood, yo. And it was always about the blessing. You know, as a matter of fact, we'll get that from Genesis, because a lot of times when people don't understand, say all these things happen is due to what happened in Genesis, yo. The blessing that Isaac gave unto Jacob.
Right. And by the way, Plato was born around 428 BC, so you're at 2,000 years ago. More than.
The part when Esau, yeah. I look for the part where we say, the day of his fathers. And a matter of fact, we'll just read the blessing. You know, this is Genesis 25, verse 29. And Jacob sat pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said unto Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? Right? This is where this is stemming from. Right? And Jacob said, swear unto me this day, and swear ye unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. And Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Right? And that's the thing. He despised the birthright, and he wanted it back. Oh. Yeah, I can read it. If you have it's okay. One.
All right, this is Genesis 27, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Exactly, and that is why coming up what? It's the time of Jacob's trouble. So really and truly, democracy was the trap for Jacob, yo. Okay. That was how he was going to trap Jacob. Well, the whole entire world, because hey, he planned to conquer the world. You know, but the part of the trap, the main part of the trap have to do with Jacob, yo. Jacob the trap, and that's why whenever people are saying, the so-called white man changed, and everybody I say, look here, everybody have a right to their want to be homosexuality. Nobody know for human rights and democracy like Jacob, because they feel like them free. But really and truly, what them get is that license to sin, yo. But they never understand. Say, look, there is a judgment coming for that. You know, there's a judgment coming for that, yo. A great judgment from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right? And Esau's plan was never to give you the freedom of choice. Esau's plan was always to be a tyrannical man with him unjust laws to chip you, well, mainly get rid of you, but for those who make it thus far, we chip you and then kill you. Right? Do you ask me that?
There's a little more left on that article. He comes closest to complete lawlessness. Still talking about the tyrant.
Well,
the tyrannical man. The idea of moderation does not exist to him. He's consumed by the basest pleasures in life, and being granted these pleasures at a whim destroys the type of pleasure attainable through knowing pain.
mm-hmm. Hey, now get a scripture in Matthew 24. Mm-hmm. So this Matthew 24 verse so, verse 22, it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And that's the thing. If I could leave Esau up to this new world order thing, everybody in Israel himself, right? But this article I'm going through this, it shows Plato's 5 regiments of society, and it shows how each one feed into the next. You know, it go and show each part of the society feed into the next. But that is when they're not ruling with the laws of Yahweh Hashem and Shai. That go for sure saying, okay, what wisdom, our knowledge, our understanding, the claims you have, if you now lead with the laws of Yahweh Hashem and Shai, it's going to come down all the way down in a tyranny, right? But this lesson is mainly focusing on democracy. Lord willing, probably in the future we're going to go through the world, all 5 regiments, and maybe revisit the Democratic Party here. But if you just go for sure, it really and truly go for sure that look, Esau knew what he was doing from the beginning, right? Hey, where Zach post on the comment word, Revelation 12, verse 12, right? It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, for the sea and of the seas Lakia, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. Right? So that go to show you that this man have a short time. But the whole democracy thing, and that is the reason why he push it toward the whole 4 corners of the earth. And that is the reason why I have the United Nations here, because it need to put the whole world in a full chaos here. And that is why I mean have the banks where you put in. So when you have that was so easy to put people in debt and have even the fiat currency as well. A currency based upon debt, because you have a whole heap of people focused on their own desires, will lack discipline, will lack restraint, will lack self-control, and then you give them the currency, will easily drown them in debt because of these desires, and then you cut off whatever order the society may have. Where go to? Anarchy right there, and then there's straight chaos and anarchy. Right. Psalms 55, verse 21, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And when you check it, even when him going to the Middle East and them place there, when him start put cross democracy, it caused confusion within that society right away, because the old laws are contradict with the new laws, and then after them do adopt that democratic lifestyle, when they have corona or whatever plagues and disease or economic collapse, come up on those situations or in those countries, it's the results of anarchy. That's so basically the point of this lesson is showing that look, democracy actually breeds anarchy in all levels. Whether you have a police force where instituted where you do something you got here and once you go against one group and then hate speech, and it come up with a whole heap of thing. Because of democracy you have stepfather and baby mother type of vibe. Whole heap of things where wouldn't exist under the laws I have Hashem Yashai because of democracy, whereas I forgot you that. Hey, imagine your child support. What you call it? Age of consent, pharmacy, all they just confusion.
Right. Homosexuals in the workplace and how
Yeah,
they deal with them.
sexual harassment. You know what I'm called that when I look for a woman, you can't say you even look for a woman and
Yeah.
you see me. But if a woman is never free, if you just like a harlot and you have your natural desires where you look for her as a man and not you react to them naturally, don't say if you curb your desire and control yourself. It's a natural reaction. Like what am I supposed to do about that? And naturally, a healthy male, say a healthy female, you must have a healthy response. It's not because him say, I look and think and say your body react that way. No. But the laws of how about shy deal with that, usually, right? But in this society, a man decides to look here, I'm in 100 want 500% interest on it. Based on our democratic system, a man free to do that. So that what? Oppression of the poor. Right? And then when you have the poor oppressed, then you have revolts, right? But it all come back down to what the carnal, fleshly desires, everything. As Plato called it, the democratic man is the prime definition of a proud nigger, which is basically is a blueprint we get form off of Esau. Because really and truly, Esau is the man of pride, the man of sin. You doing what you can when you can is grounds for a sinful man. You have something?
Just the last part of the article plays into what you're saying. The tyrant always runs the risk of being killed in revenge for all the unjust things he has done. He becomes afraid to leave his own home and becomes trapped inside. Therefore, his lawlessness leads to his own self-destruction.
And that is why when the Habasha shall return, the money are going to them bunker and we all come and grab them out. Them are going to them bunker and elect will get to grab them up and run them up and slave because really and truly, when the Habasha shall come and like shit. Yes, me reap the fruits of my labor. I must say, wow, we touch the Lord's people, we touch Yahweh's people. And now them are come, so he can't explain himself out of it. How Esau explain himself out of these hundreds of years worth of evil when do. The whole entire earth, but mainly when to the children of Israel, take our identity, force all type of weird doctrine upon we, poison with food, can basically take away the spiritual man, remove with heritage from where, with laws, with customs, with the name of power,
with language,
everything in basically take from it through what? God, the scripture consider him what the son of perdition, going to Thessalonians. You can read from Second Thessalonians, they got 2 and 1. I can start at 1. Because the so-called white man, hey, this man gone far, you have it?
Yeah, it's Second Thessalonians 2, as you say, start at 1.
Yeah.
Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Exactly. And part of the falling away now, basically from 70 AD come on down to now, and also we then in America or wherever the Lord scatter, we are call ourselves by these hidden names, and based on the laws, as we say, which is the wine of fornication, which is democracy, we really get to see who the man, the son of perdition is. Because really and truly, only an evil man would have been able to put these laws in place, Only an evil man would have really want one society where everybody can do whatever they want. That does spell sense.
It's lawless.
Hence why Babylon is rightly considered the city of confusion. Go back to Babel, which means confusion. Right, before I continue that, there's two from the comment board. Sirach 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that is, hey, it's in a much different from the drug game, you know, where you hear say man over there say have drugs and money, you run up on them, if you want it, you go take it. And then guess what? The same thing turn over, and that is exactly what Esau do with the earth. They say, look here, anything goes, all rules apply. When them the famous writer from back then, all is fear in love and war. Shakespeare. Yeah, that's what Shakespeare say, all is fear in love and war. Which really and truly everything have rules. Everything, even a war have some of them called rules of engagement. Right? So everything needs to be tailored by rules. But Esau said, look here, you're all and done, free for all. When you have a society like that, it bound to turn into unrighteous because it means that the man will lead, no matter whether they have wisdom, yes or no. It no matter whether or not you have moral or not. It no matter if you might think about the good of the people or not. As long once you conquer on the on top, do whatever you want, whether or not it benefit the people, yes or no. Right? Micah 2, verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And really and truly, that's what I'm doing to us here, because really and truly, as you say, him give up in birthright, him selling birthright, him despising birthright, which is all down through prophecy, because it's from the foundation, it was going to be given to Jacob either way. But what him do? Him get out of the land and now he might try to covet the land. He might try to take the land. And he might do it by force, because when in a 70 AD, he never come and say, look here, Israel only need to pack up and leave us and go in at no, him siege it. And it was mass murder, mass carnage, and who never dead going to slavery. Hence the Colosseum, you know. The Colosseum was built based off of the spoil of 70 AD. Hey, when I go into history, it tell you, yo, that was where them get the funding from to bring to build the Colosseum in Rome, right? And not only, hey, and like as we said, we have the scripture show that slavery in itself is not wrong, but all this man rule over with wrath and rigor, with as a matter of fact, get Amos 1 and 11.
Right.
But I'll go back to the Thessalonians here. So remember which part it is stop.
Cool. This is Amos 1 and 11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
1.
Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
Exactly. Because that's what Esau do, keep him wrath forever. And I get a scripture in a Proverbs. A scripture in a Proverbs that say if the king or if a rich man carry him to the table, find it and give read. Proverbs 23 and start at 6.
This is Proverbs 23, verse 6. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye.
Exactly, and it's based off how his so-called white man do to people, but the northern and southern kingdom, because when him come over here, him give the northern kingdom hell. Anthrax, smallpox, rape, rob, plunder, just the same. Him come over here and him basically out in Jamaica, the girl would say him go on with himself. Him come over here and him basically get loose. Right? And when him come in, the part of the bread and good people to eat a democracy. So after him conquer and whatever, he say, look here, no man, everybody can be one, free for all as long as you work hard towards it, you can get it or whatever. You see me, do what thou wilt. You see me, nobody's supposed to judge you, just do what you want to do. Right, go on.
Can. Neither desire thou his dainty meats, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. The morsel which thou hast eaten shall thou vomit up, and lose thy sweet words.
Exactly. And that's what will happen here. People are going to vomit up the bread of democracy. People are going to vomit up the wine of democracy. Because all of the time, them think them in a good case. All of the time, them think, say, yo, this thing was supposed to make a better and nice society, a good society for all. When Esau just there get comfortable to create anarchy, so him can bring true theme order. Because there's no bigger tyrant than Esau, yo. Him knows saying all of this chaos and madness will take place, him there gonna be the victor on top. The game was rigged from day one. It's like I'm gonna play chess with himself. Right? So when he set up the banks, he set up the UN, and he set up an army, plunder the world in a debt, give the world democracy, plunder the world in chaos, and then say, look here, all right, we're gonna fix everything.
Order out of chaos.
Order out of chaos, and this is how we're gonna rise up to the top. And on top of it, him having knowledge that the ages of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will be coming up or are becoming Star Wars program. He might get ready to fight against the Lord. So he sees himself as a God.
Program being.
Going back to the Thessalonians, I already have something.
Well, because of that he became kings and great and rich men. So we want to read Revelation 6 and 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Exactly, because he's at him thinks that him never be the champion when rule on top. But no, the champion is Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Hey, it's set in stone. From before the foundation of the earth, it was prophesied that Yahweh Shai was going to get his, hey, when Yahweh Shai said to Pilate, he said, oh, if this was my kingdom, then would my servants fight? So basically, my kingdom said, look here, no, and this is my kingdom. And funny thing is that Yahweh Shai knows that him never fight for the kingdom because the prophecy say, oh, sit down at my right until I make all thy enemies thy footstool. He knows that the kingdom when they get what's going to be given to him of his father. So he never have it in and with Israel. So I'm with Pilate. He barely even answer him, but guess what? I'm still answer him and he just say, oh, do what you have to do. Because him say, well, you can have no power over me except what? The father give it to you, and that's what happened. The Most I give, the scripture says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So this current society, this current setup is given to Esau by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but to what end? It was a punishment to our people. But guess what? Him take it too far. Right? Come back to the Thessalonians now.
Second Thessalonians 2 and 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Exactly, because anybody will follow the democratic way, even in this society, oh, them are terrorists, them are extremists, them are hate group, right? Everybody have a right to do this, everybody have a right to do that. And you basically get persecuted if you even mention the fact, say, oh, a dictator leadership style are better for the world, them look upon you as evil. Right? That's why them always show example like man like Hitler and them one day. Whenever people they talk about dictatorship, people think about Hitler and Stalin and men from the past where do all type of atrocities. Yeah. But he never go back to, he wouldn't give suggestions or examples such as King Solomon. Right? Where basically they ruled over the whole entire earth as one king and the earth was at peace.
Right.
Right? Him would never get an example like that. Right? Or him try to give some examples from hidden dictators from the past where them people always overthrow them in the end. But him never tell us, look here, if you have a dictator and him rule by the laws of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and the earth of God, him have the chance to do that. Instead of implementing democracy, him know the laws, and him could do it. But guess what? He never do it. But because for one, it was not given unto him to do it. Now that's not his role. But it does go for sure that look, it did it. Right? But him choose a different way. Right? Continue that.
Verse 5, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time.
Go on, continue.
For the ministry of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let.
Exactly, because the Most High alone, you know, when the Most High said to Abraham, he said the iniquity of the Amorites are not yet come to a full. So, and also Israel to tell about the evil seed being sown need to be basically to bring forth its fruit. So it says that which is good cannot come except that which is sown before it is completed, something to that effect. Right? So the evil seed being sown, it start and it will grow up and it will bring forth its fruit. But guess what? Then that it will get removed afterwards. Right? What?
Until it be taken out of the way.
One.
And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Exactly, because guess what? A lot of people still don't believe that the so-called white man is the devil. So as these things keep on going and keep moving forward, they're going to show the true nature of the so-called white man. When him start roll out in UN troops and him start to starve you out, him start to say, look here, you need to come get the chip. When all of that start happening, I'm going to see the true nature of the so-called white man. They're going to say, look here, if the same one where crazy, you want him to push democracy and he must do this for the good of everybody. You're going to see the teeth, yo. You're going to see the teeth of the dragon, yo. One.
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
One.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, without power and signs and lying wonders.
Exactly, the medical industry, you know, the biometrics, yeah, with the technology and we call it transhumanism and them type of thing when I come through. Oh, technology is the greatest thing that ever happened on the face of the earth, right? But yet, the museum, museum for the evil. Right. Toward Acts, 2 Corinthians 4, verse 29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So this is why Esau him doing things and him feel like him get over the most side just wait if iniquity come to a full so that the good can then come. Go on.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, that they might be saved.
Exactly. One.
And for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure Salakia in unrighteousness.
Exactly, because guess what? All of these westernized Israelites, and all these people with this Western mindset, you know, the democratic mindset, that is a strong delusion, you know. I don't believe it or not, we're not going to reap the fruits on reward. You know, we're not reap the fruits on the works, right? And just one more precept here, Revelation 22, and you can start at 10.
This is Revelation 22, verse 10. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
Exactly. So all of this we are on the face of the earth. Right? Whether they want to take heed to the truth or them still feel like democracy is a good thing, hey, let them be. As them say, do what thou wilt. However, continue up.
And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last.
Exactly. So the key point there is that Most of the Habashino shall basically come back and give every man according to the to them works. So if you truly believe in a democracy, reap the fruits, which is tyranny, right? One more, the last one from the comment board is Sirach 14, verse 7. And if he do it good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will clear his wickedness. And that's the way Esau do. That's why he paint himself in a good light with these people. You know, all the CDC is here to help to control set up all these organizations and put them as reputable sources of maintaining a better world. The World Health Organization and CDC, you know. But when I look behind the scenes for what them are doing, it's all evil because hey, my belief is that the CDC actually let out this virus as them over the Central Disease Control, Center of Disease Control, not eradication um, or something rectifier or correction. It's all about control, you know. So hopefully this was edifying, and we say, oh Lord willing, if can maybe go through the full 5 regiments, you know, on a later life. I touch back on the democracy, but just go to show you. So we don't want to say all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakak Wadash, and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Stone, and shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth, the sisters, the believers, the helps. Shalom.